Fight!
And it's a competition and I'm gonna beat you.
What's up? It's Matt, the overall bargain hunter here. Today I'm going to go to Prime Thrift or Community Thrift. I went there in one of my previous videos and found some pretty decent stuff. My mom's going to come with me today and she doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to challenge her to a competition to see who can find the most valuable items. So she'll go look for some stuff, I'll go look for some stuff, and then I'll compare the comps at the end. Leave a comment who you think is going to find the most valuable items. Overall, we're going to have a good time. Let's find some good stuff. We made it here to Community Thrift Store or Prime Thrift. Let's see what they have inside. So my first stop is at the DVD section and I find this Westerners DVD. We'll see if that's worth it. Alright, the next thing I find is this glass planters jar. It's a 75th anniversary jar. I don't usually do a whole lot of glass, but I went ahead and put it in the cart so I can look it up. The next thing that caught my eye was this McCoy's hat. It was brand new. I actually ended up putting it back, but it's something that at the end my mom had put in her cart, so I went ahead and left a clip in. Alright, these things I found, they're like plaster chalkware decor for the kitchen. I just thought that they looked unique and interesting. Again, something that's a little bit more fragile shipping wise, so I wouldn't normally do, but I wasn't having a whole lot of luck, so I went ahead and took those two as well. I did go through the clothing for quite a while. This is the only shirt that I ended up putting in my cart because it was a Panama Jack, which I thought would do well, but I didn't really like the design of it, but I did go ahead and put it in my cart too. These were my mom's finds. She found some clothing that I didn't get on camera, and then this Jay Leno book and these two DVDs. So after round one, we didn't end up buying any of mom's items, and we only got 3 of the items that I picked out. We decided since we didn't get much at Prime Thrift, there was a Texas Thrift right around the corner, so we're going to check that out too. My first find at Texas Thrift was this pair of Cole Haan shoes. It was 50% off and they were in pretty good shape, so I went ahead and decided to put those in the cart. After that, I found these records, and I spent a lot of time going through the records, but in the end I ended up putting these 3 in the cart, and I ended up looking up the comps and picking out 2 of those. My mom had some clothing in her cart that we didn't end up getting, and then she had these cleats, and we did go ahead and put those in the cart as well. So after round 2, we did end up getting those Nike cleats that had a good comp, and then we ended up getting my 2 purchases as well. Alright, so we made it back from the thrift store. We ended up going to a different Texas thrift that I've never been to as well. Neither one of the stores did we find very much. The only thing that my mom found that we ended up buying are these Nike Vapor cleats. There are some baseball cleats in really good shape, so I'll look up the comps on those, but the rest of the stuff is stuff that I found. Again, not a whole lot, but we'll look at the comps on them. At Texas Thrift, I ended up finding a pair of shoes as well. These are Kenneth Cole Reaction shoes. They're not in perfect shape, but they're in good shape, and they were the orange tag, which means they are 50% off, so they were only $5, and I think I'll be able to do better than that on them. So I ended up finding these 2 records. I looked at a bunch of different ones, but these are the 2 I ended up getting. Hopefully the comps on these will be pretty good. And that was all we found at Texas Thrift. At Prime Thrift, we had found some really good stuff last time. We really didn't find that much. My mom found a couple of things that you saw in the video, but we didn't end up buying them because the sold comps weren't good enough to buy. Even the things that I ended up with, I'm still a little bit unsure about. The first thing here is a Planter 75th anniversary glass jar. It was only $2, which is why I ended up getting it. I generally stay away from glass stuff because it's harder to ship and it's a little bit heavy, so I'm not exactly sure how well this will do, but the sold comps were okay, so I went ahead and got it since I couldn't find much else. And then the last two things that I got were these little kitchen decor plaster things. They're made in England, and I looked up sold comps and was able to find a couple of sold comps on this guy. I didn't look this one up, but I went ahead and got both of them. I don't know how well they'll do, but I just thought it was something unique. They are pretty heavy and they are fragile, which means shipping wise it's going to be a little bit more trouble. But again, since I didn't find a whole lot, I went ahead and got these, and hopefully they'll do well. I'll probably sell them together and hope to be able to do it that way, but we'll see how that goes. So those were our finds for the day. Overall, we didn't find a whole lot of stuff, but hopefully the stuff we did find will do well. As far as the competition goes, I definitely won that competition. I will say that I was looking up comps as I went, which is not something that my mom knows how to do. So kind of a little bit of a cheat there, but I still won. We'll probably do that again, maybe somewhere like the Goodwill bin store where we'll both know more what we're looking for. Generally, if she comes with me to go to a thrift store, she'll fill up her cart full of stuff, and then I'll go through it and decide yes or no if I want to take it or not. That happened today too. Some of the stuff that she had, I decided no, I didn't think it was worth it. Overall, we both had a good time. I'm glad we were able to find a few things. Hopefully these things will do well. Again, I don't usually do the glassware or like that plaster stuff because it is harder to ship, so hopefully those will do well for me, and we'll see how that goes. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's where we grow the channel. As always, I really appreciate you guys' support. You're awesome. This is Matt, the Overall Bargain Hunter, signing out. See you guys next time.